Welcome to Samaritan's Purse Disaster Relief Extranet training. In this video, I'll be giving you a tutorial on the administrative assistant's role and responsibility when using this system. The administrative assistant operates from the North American Ministries headquarters and is primarily responsible for delegating the trip applications to the proper volunteer coordinators. Now, since North American Ministries has the potential to respond to more than one disaster in multiple locations, around the U.S., different volunteer coordinators are assigned different responses and projects. As trip applications are completed by people willing to offer their services as volunteers for Samaritan's Purse, the administrative assistant has the role of assigning these trip applications to their designated volunteer coordinator so that the potential volunteers might be scheduled to serve according to their availability in the location in which they wish to serve. Now, you'll see in front of you the main website for those who wish to volunteer, spvolunteernetwork.org. Anyone who wishes to volunteer should click volunteer at the top of that page, and they'll be led to this area. They will be given instructions prompting them to put their email address in here, click request login, and then they'll be sent an email with a link that's valid for 24 hours. Now this makes it possible for us to avoid passwords, and people forget their passwords. So we won't have to deal with that any longer. All they'll need to do is check their email, click the link, and it will take them to their forms manager, which looks like this. Their forms manager gives them the opportunity to fill out a trip application if they want to volunteer for a specific current project. They can also update their team information, complete and update volunteer forms and contact information. That would even include health information, passport information if it was an international project, or even personal references. And down here there's even day volunteer opportunities. But we want to check out the trip application, and I'm going to walk you through the process of signing up for a trip because I believe it's important for us to understand what the volunteer goes through before we see what the administrative assistant, volunteer coordinators, program managers, and office managers go through. So we'll click on Begin New Form under Trip Application. We'll scroll down and see that the list of projects is actually narrowed down to one, and it's for testing purposes, but the Roswell, New Mexico meteorite strike. One man and one woman on my team, no youth. I'll go down here to my first choice for volunteer dates, and I'll say the 1st of October through the 5th of October. I can also include my second and third choice and how I heard about the project. Now, if you actually heard about the meteorite strike, you're probably reading the tabloids, so just a fair warning, this is a fictional response. Now, we're switching gears. That has been submitted by the volunteer. Now, we as admins will be given a link to sign in to the extranet along with a username and password. This is not what the volunteers see. This is what you see as an admin to the extranet. So your username will be your Samaritan's Purse email. The password will be designated to you, and you can feel free to change it how you wish. But this is the dashboard. This is where everyone will be working from. But the administrative assistant is going to focus on one area, and that is task. And we're going to click on Unreviewed. Now these are all of the trip applications, trip requests that were sent in. This is the one I just submitted. But let's say all of these are Roswell, New Mexico meteorite strikes, and let's say Ashley is the volunteer coordinator over that project. Well, I can select all and submit, and they would all disappear. But let's pretend that a couple of these are rebuild projects, and I want to send those to Julie because she's over those rebuild projects, and when those disappear, let's say that rebuild project goes to Scotty. You get the idea. And so for the sake of time, I'm going to submit this one. As you can see, I've completed a couple of these, but I'm going to submit the latest one. They'll always be at the very top, so if you want to go in the order of the first submitted, start at the bottom. But because this is mine, I'm going to submit it to myself. You'll see that it disappears, and we're ready to continue assigning these tasks. So that's all that's required of the administrative assistant. Check out the other videos as I show you how to schedule, reschedule, and cancel.